Welcome to the France 24 Observers. This show is based on our network of observers. They're ordinary people who tell us what's going on where they are and send in photos and videos to document it. We check everything here in Paris and bring the best to you. We begin today in Russia, where Vladimir Putin's United Russia party suffered a setback but not a defeat in parliamentary elections. We talked to our France 24 observer Taras Fedoseev, who was acting as an election observer for one of the opposition parties. He says he saw evidence of election fraud, not just at the Moscow polling station where he was, but in videos that were shot across the country.
There are many videos of fraud circulating online. In one, we see that some polling stations had people use erasable pens to vote.
Куплено в оркестре с печати. Легким движением ваш голос превращается.
In several videos, we see ballots already in the ballot boxes before the election has even taken place. In this video, we see the chairman of a voting commission filling out ballots himself.
Николай Алексеевич, я вам привет передаю. Огромный. Где наблюдатели? Есть наблюдатели на участке 2501. Подойдите, пожалуйста. Нарушение уголовным кодексом наказуемое. Обратите внимание, председатель комиссии заполняет избирательные бюллетени.
On election day, I was working at a polling station as an observer for the Just Russia party. At the end of the day, when the ballot boxes were opened, they were heaped onto a table and quickly redistributed into several smaller piles. Allegedly, one was for United Russia, another for the Communist Party, etc. But I didn't even have the chance to see what was actually on the ballots. The officials began to count them. At first, I thought they were going to count the total number of ballots. But then I noticed they had already filled out the final poll tally. I asked to recount the votes, but my demand was rejected. I started to call my party's headquarters. When they realized this, they put all the ballots in a bag and quickly left the room.
Now to Japan, and a student who says he's on the verge. Haruki says he can't take any more pressure at his university. He's expected to work hard and at the same time look for his first job. Now, it's what happens to all students in Japan, but Haruki and his classmates have been taking their frustration into the streets.
It's called Shinsotsu Ikasayo. Even before you graduate, during your final year of the university, you have to start looking for a job. If you don't start early, there's no way you'll get a job when you get out. I think it's time to end the system. Students start getting ready in their third year, before companies even open their recruitment process. They do things like join clubs that do nothing but practice for job interviews. In their fourth year, students spend about 80% of their time job hunting. You have to spend 1,000 or 2,000 euros to get ready for the interview process. That's on top of the fees you're already paying for university. Students have to find part-time work, making it even harder to find time to study. We need more time to dream, to develop our creative sides, to find our passions. I think that would make us better workers, and in the end, be better for Japanese society.
Now for our weekly roundup of the best contributions sent in by our observers. First stop, Tunisia, with observer Badia Boulila. A demonstration on Bourguiba Avenue in the capital, Tunis. This time not for democracy or to throw out a president, but calling for Libyans to go home. The crowd gathered in front of a hotel that houses many Libyans. They're angry over the killing of a young woman, and they believe a Libyan was responsible. Tunisians are growing increasingly frustrated, Badia tells us, at the thousands of Libyans who sought refuge in their country during the uprising against Muammar Gaddafi. But that ended nearly 2 months ago, and Tunisians are wondering why they're still there. Next to Bogota, Colombia, for more demonstrations with our observer, American Mike Caesar. For several weeks now, internal refugees have been protesting in the city's Bolivar Square. People have been forced to flee their homes in the countryside because of violence by left and right-wing paramilitaries. Mike went to talk to them. They told him how they'd lived with threats, extortion, kidnappings and killings until they couldn't take it anymore. Our last stop is Beijing with Chu Yong. He's angry over a fleet of buses. He read on the internet that China was donating 23 school buses, brand new gleaming yellow school buses, to Macedonia. He wants to know why. So do lots of other Chinese web users. Why China is donating buses to a country where the GDP per capita is higher, while many Chinese kids go to school in buses that are rickety and dangerous. That's it for this week. As always, you can find more reports from our observers on our website, on our Facebook page, and our Twitter feed. See you next time.